Number 80 of the House of Commons Standing Committee on Natural Resources. Today we are meeting in public to discuss committee business. When we suspended on Monday evening, Mr. Angus had the floor and we had resumed debate on the sub-amendment of Mr. Falk.
What was that?
Sorry.
I had a point of order. Mr. Jones.
So, Mr. Jennis, Mr. Angus has the floor.
I haven't started my point of order yet, Chair. But
So
he doesn't have the floor. But
on the point of order.
Yes, Chair. I have been trying to raise a number of points of order respecting this committee, and I think if you look back at the record, I have been continually interrupted by you in attempts to raise those points of order. At the same time, you've allowed other members of the committee, well, let's call a spade here. You've allowed members of your own party on this committee to, at great length, raise points of order, and you've not allowed me at any point to complete the point of order that I've been trying for a long time to raise.
Mr. Jennis, I'll ask you to hold.
Here we go again.
We have as Mr. Angus had the floor, you had a point of order. Mr. Angus has a point of order. Mr. Angus, on the point of order.
Thank you. Yes, it is now probably in 6 hours since I've been denied my right to speak, but I'm raising a point of order because of the attempt by Mr. Jennis to undermine the chair. When the chair speaks, he's not interrupting. When a chair rules, the committee either accepts a rule or they challenge it. Mr. Jennis speaks over the chair. He undermines the chair. He claims that the chair interrupts him when he doesn't have the floor. And so if either Mr. Jennis can challenge the chair or he must stop interrupting the chair, but it's the chair who sets the tone for the meeting, and the chair I would like to thank, by the way, for the respect that he shows for the process.
Thank you, Mr. Angus. On the point of order, and I think this is a good opportunity for me to remind all committee members, when my light goes on, I want to give committee members an opportunity to pause so we're not speaking over each other, because we know from a previous meeting our interpreters are doing a tremendous job. But when we have multiple mics on, multiple members speaking, it makes the job of the interpreters, very difficult, but most importantly, it's a health and safety concern. So I would remind all colleagues, I would like one member to speak at a time, and I do have to intervene in certain cases. I will turn on my mic so you can see the light come on. If I believe you do not see the mic, I will ask you to pause so I can interject and recognize another member if there is another member to be recognized. Now, Mr. Angus had the floor. We had a point of order by Mr. Jennis, and now Ms. Stubbs has a point of order on Mr. Jennis's comments. A point of order.
I'll get to it as soon as we're not conflicting with each other. And thank you, of course, for the indulgence for me to make my point without interruption. So just before we begin, I do want to bring attention to an important and what should be a priority issue for this committee. Just to give verbal notice of the following motion that I submitted previously. Given that the Prime Minister has unfairly extended a carbon tax exemption to home heating oil and has not applied the exemption to all forms of home heating.
Can I ask you to hold, please?
Given that Liberal MPs voted against
So, Ms. Stubbs, can I ask you to hold?
On applying a temporary pause to all home heating, the committee immediately undertake a 5-year review of carbon tax policy in Canada and the disproportionate impact the Prime Minister's unfair carbon